Hi, hello. My name is Busturaj HG, Artist College Ranabennur. So today's topic, derivation of laws of refraction by the Fermat's principle. Derivation of laws of refraction by the Fermat's principle. So xy is the refracting surface which separates the two media and their refractive indices are mu1 and mu2. xy is the refracting surface, mu1 is the refractive index of the first medium, mu2 is the refractive index of the second medium, v1 is the velocity of light in the first medium and v2 is the velocity of light in the second medium. Here in this diagram, AO is the incident ray, OB is the refracted ray, I is the angle of incidence and R is the angle of refraction. So in this diagram, this and this are the vertically opposite angles. That's why this angle is also denoted by I. And this and this are the vertically opposite angles. That's why this angle is also becomes R. In this diagram, length of the incident ray AO equal to U, length of the refracted ray OB equal to V. So this perpendicular line AD equal to M and this perpendicular line BC is equal to N. So now we can calculate the value of velocity of light in the first medium. Here we go to the refractive index mu is equal to C by V. The ratio of velocity of light in the air or vacuum to the velocity of light in the medium is called refractive index of the medium. Mu is equal to C by V, therefore V is equal to C by mu. Similarly, velocity of light in the first medium is V1 equal to C by mu1 and velocity of light in the second medium V2 is equal to C divided by mu2. C is velocity of light in air or vacuum. Now we can determine the value of time taken to travel the light along the path A to O and O to B. Means along the path AOB. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಟ್ ಎ ಇಂದ ಓಗೆ ಓ ಇಂದ ಬಿಗೆ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಟೈಮ್ ಟೇಕನ್, ದೆನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ. So distance from A to O in the first medium is AO and velocity of light in the first medium is V1 plus the distance traveled in the second medium is the OB and velocity of light in the second medium is the V2. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ time is equal to AO divided by V1 plus OB divided by V2 is equal to length of the incident ray AO equal to U and V1 is nothing but the C by V1 plus length of the refracted ray in the second medium is V plus this V2 is nothing but the C divided by mu2. Now this C is this mu1 is taken to the numerator, T is equal to mu1 into U divided by C plus again mu2 is taken to the numerator, we get mu2 V divided by C. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ time taken to travel the light from A to O and O to B is T is equal to mu1 into U divided by C plus mu2 V divided by C and correct as equation number 1. So now we can determine the values of U and V. That's why we should consider the right angle triangle AOD. The triangle AOD. So sec I is equal to secant I is equal to hypotenuse side divided by adjacent side. For this angle of incidence side, hypotenuse side is the AO and adjacent side is the AD. Therefore sec I is equal to AO divided by AD. So length of the incident ray AO equal to U and AD is equal to M. Therefore sec I is equal to U by M. Therefore after cross multiplication we get U is equal to M sec I. So similarly in the triangle OBC, right angle triangle OBC, applying the trigonometric function sec. So sec R is equal to hypotenuse side divided by adjacent side. For this R, OB is the hypotenuse side and BC becomes the adjacent side. Sec R is equal to OB divided by BC. OB is nothing but the V and BC is nothing but the N. So we get sec R is equal to V by N. Now take the cross multiplication. We get V is equal to N sec R. Now the U is equal to M sec I is substituting in the equation number 1 instead of this U and V is equal to N sec R substituting this instead of V. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ this equation 1 becomes t is equal to taking the common 1 by c into mu1 is the same, u is nothing but the m sec I plus mu2 is the same and v is nothing but the n into sec r. So here O is the position of incident light. If the position of the incident light is changed, if the position of O is shifted towards D or towards C, there must be a I and R are varies slightly. Angle of incidence and angle of refraction are varies slightly. That's why differentiate this equation, small change in interval of time. So for that small change in interval of time, differentiating this equation. dt equal to 1 by c is the constant, mu1 into m is the constant, differentiation of sec I into tan I into di plus mu2 into n is the constant, differentiation of sec r is sec r into tan r into dr. This is small change in interval of time. dt is very small, so it can be neglected. dt equal to 0. Now dt equal to 0, substituting this equation, so that c is also becomes the 0 when it is taken to the left side. So next even the term on the right side ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಇದು complete term 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So left side term 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, then right side ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ minus ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ v1 m sec I into tan I into di, when it is taken on the right side it becomes the minus u2 n into sec r into tan r into dr. Okay. So next in this diagram, DO plus OC is equal to constant. If the position of O is changed, but there must be DO plus OC is equal to constant. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಓದು ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆದರೂ ಸಹಿತ DO plus OC ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ in this ray diagram DO plus OC equal to constant. So now we can determine the values of DO and OC. That's why we are considering the right angle triangle AOD. In this triangle AOD, tan I is equal to opposite side divided by adjacent side. For that I opposite side is DO and adjacent side is AD. So DO divided by AD is equal to DO divided by M. So cross multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we get DO is equal to M into tan I. Similarly, in the triangle OBC ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ tan R, trigonometric function R ಇದೆ, tan R is equal to opposite side divided by adjacent side. Opposite side is OC and hypotenuse side is the opposite side is the OC and adjacent side is the BC. So OC divided by BC, OC divided by BC is nothing but the n. Therefore, tan R equal to OC divided by n. Therefore, OC is equal to n tan R. Now these two values are substituting in the equation number 3. DO is nothing but the m into tan I plus that OC is nothing but the n into tan R is equal to constant. Now differentiate this equation. Now we get differentiation, m is the constant, differentiation of tan I is the sec square I into di plus n into differentiation of tan R is sec square r into dr is equal to differentiation of constant is 0. So now this term is taken to the right side, so we get m into sec square I into di is equal to minus n into sec square r into dr and calculate equation number 4. Now dividing equation 2 by 4, equation 2 and 4 in the divide ಮಾಡಿ. When this equation 2 is divided by the 4, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ m and m get cancel, sec I cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, di and di cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Then in the numerator we get v1 into tan I divided by the denominator sec I is equal to the right side minus get cancelled, n and n get cancelled, dr get cancelled, 1 sec r and sec r cancel ಆಗಿ in the numerator we get mu2 into tan r divided by the denominator sec r. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ mu1 into tan is nothing but the sin by cos, therefore sin I divided by cos I divided by sec I is nothing but the 1 by cos I is equal to mu2 into tan r is nothing but sin r divided by cos r whole divided by sec r is nothing but 1 divided by cos r. In the left side of the equation cos I get cancelled, and in the right side of the equation cos r and cos r get cancelled. Then we get mu1 into sin I is equal to mu2 into sin r. So cross multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we get sin I divided by sin r is equal to mu2 divided by mu1 is equal to constant. Hence the Snell's law. We know the statement for the Snell's law. So the ratio of sin of angle of incidence to the sin of angle of refraction is constant for the given pair of media and for the given wavelength of light. Therefore, sin I divided by sin r is equal to mu2 divided by mu1 is equal to constant. Hence the Snell's law. And also the first law, incident ray, refracted ray and normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. So in the we can derive, that means these laws of refractions are derived from this Fermat's principle. Okay.